Hi guys, so today I'm in the mood to give some gyan and film a YouTube video, and hence I'm here. See, before we get into the pointers, I wanna just lay out some basic rules over here. If a man does not like you, he is not into you, he's not giving you any signs, he does not care about you, and you know that, then stop running behind that person. Do not take this video as, oh my god, he's gonna fall in love with me. No. If a person is already attracted to you, they like you at some level, they're showing some sort of initiation with you, that is when all of these things are gonna set the motion for the relationship. And we wanna do that by not entering our masculine energy. When you run, you chase people, you go all crazy, and you go into this zone of, oh my god, I want him, and he's giving you zero attention. We don't want that, and we don't run behind people. Okay, if your person is gonna come into your life, if you have anxious attachment style or avoidant, please go work on that. I can make a video about that. But we don't run behind people wanting attention or validation. Okay, the right person is gonna come, and especially as a female, your man is gonna come and he would want to talk to you. He's not gonna leave you to fate or destiny and be like, fine, she'll come to me. And if that is the kind of man you want in your life, trust me, you don't want that man. With the base being set, let's talk about some hacks so that you can set the tone of the relationship and make someone who likes you obsessed with you. Cool. So, the first thing is something known as scent anchoring. Now, every time you meet this person, you need to wear a particular fragrance. You are branding literally his neurons if you wear a particular scent. Why does this happen? See, if you remember, let's say you are in a phase of struggling and you're wearing a particular scent, right? If you, after 3 years, after that point, you smell that scent again, those entire memories are gonna come flooding back to you. Okay, so what scents do or perfumes do is that they hold memories. See, every time you wear a particular scent, he is gonna associate you with that scent. So if he's ever in the supermarket, if he's hanging out with another girl, which he shouldn't be doing, but still in case he is, what's gonna happen? And if she's wearing the same scent, he is gonna miss you and remember you because you have associated your entire memory with a particular fragrance. Now, I want you to do this. Wear a particular fragrance, and let's say you guys are hanging out for like 5 or 6 times in a month or something, and then one day do not wear the scent. Trust me, he's gonna notice it and he's gonna miss that fragrance because his brain is automatically wanting to smell that thing, smell that perfume because it is associated with you. So every time you meet a person, I'm not saying have different scent for different men, I hope you're not doing that, but have one signature perfume with yourself that he can smell or associate you to. Unexpected compliment. Now listen, men do not get complimented, okay? And if they do, they get complimented on their looks, on their body, on the money they make. Men are never complimented in terms of their soul, in terms of how they make you feel, okay? And that is what you will use to your advantage. For example, let's say you're on a date with a man, okay? He paid for your meal, he took you out, he fed you, he did everything right, he got you flowers. You need to communicate. Let's say he's dropping you back home. You need to tell him that you make me feel so safe. That is one example of a compliment. So you need to give compliments which are not just based on how a person looks. When you say something like, you make me feel so safe, right? Suddenly his brain goes like, oh shit, she feels safe around me, and that's huge. You don't realize it, but it's a very big compliment, right? What is he gonna do once he has heard this compliment? He is gonna try even harder to make you feel safe. So by you just saying that, hey, I feel so safe around you, hey, you're so protective, I love it, oh my god, you pay for my meals, thank you so much, and you should be genuinely grateful for it, by the way, if he's making you feel that. So we are not lying. If you don't feel that way, don't say it. But if a man is genuinely protecting, providing, doing all of that, you need to say it. You need to say, hey, I'm grateful that you did this, and oh my god, I felt so amazing because you did this, right? And when you do it in a way which is complimenting his soul, it's crazy. Also use his name. Okay, so when, for example, you're talking to him, you need to have that feminine tone. So for example, let's say you are with someone called Ayan. Okay, so you're gonna look into his eyes and you're gonna say Ayan. That's all. And then he's gonna look back, anticipating what is it that you're about to say. So you're kind of building up that tension, right? And then he looks into you and he goes like, yeah baby, or like yes, or whatever. And then you go like, you just look into his eyes and you go like, you make me feel so safe. Trust me, he's gonna lose his shit. Trust me. So use his name and compliment him. Next is the stolen item hack. Now let's say you guys are hanging out around in his car or something like that, and you see that there's a pen over there. Okay, so you're gonna just randomly pick up that pen and just be like, can I give this to you the next time I see you? And you can do this with literally anything that he has. Okay, now he's of course not gonna say no unless it's something very important, but he's gonna be like, yeah sure, why, just say nothing, essay, right? So you do that. Now you will give it back to him the next time you meet him, but the thing is that now you are linked with this item. Cool. Now this thing holds the memory of you. Every time he looks at it, subconsciously his mind is going to be like, oh yeah, she took this for a day or two or three maybe, right? So you want to sort of introduce yourself into his life at multiple layers, because that is very intriguing. Another thing is to be unpredictable. Now a lot of people take this in the wrong way and they're like, oh my god, do I have to play all these games, do I have to be toxic? It's not about being toxic. See, a person is super interesting when they have contrast, when they have layers. You need to understand this concept. If I just give you a plain sheet of paper versus I give you a sheet of paper wherein it talks about history in one corner, it talks about colors in the different column. In the behind the paper, there is a poetry written by someone who probably died like 100 years ago. Which one is more interesting? We all know the answer. You as a human being need to make sure that your life has contrast. You have things going around for yourself and you're not just waiting there and being like, oh my god, when is he gonna text me? No, we don't do that. You need to have your own life, you need to have layers, you need to be interesting. And you don't have to do this just because you need to get a man. You need to do this because this is how a human should act. This is how a feminine energy is. Play around with different things, figure out what you like, have contrasting elements, because this is what's going to make you interesting, and he's going to fall even more when he realizes you're not just a blank canvas. You have layers, and it's always going to help you. And always come off with different intensities. Maybe one day you are very soft, maybe the next you're extremely busy, maybe the third you are all in there for him. So I mean, the point is not to fake it, but to actually live a life like that. See, there is no way that people are not gonna fall for you left, right and center if you just do this one thing. Another hack that I actually studied about was to mirror his body language. Obviously not to a psychotic level, but to a level wherein, let's say he tilted his head, so you do it in a natural way. It should not feel psychotic. Okay, let's say you guys are at a cafe and he sips his drink, so you sip your drink. Okay, now what this is gonna do is that this is gonna make him feel very connected to you. Okay, he doesn't even know it, he might not even notice it, but do it for 3 to 4 times in a very natural way. What that is going to do is that when he's going to walk away, he's going to be like, wow, I feel so connected with her for some reason. And he would crave that connection even more just by you doing this. Also guys, I just woke up like 15 minutes ago and I was just seeing the recordings, and I know my hair looks like a mess and I'm sitting in a dark room giving advice. I don't know, I just felt this divine intuition to actually do this, and here your girl is doing that. I think these tips are enough for today. If you want any other videos, you can let me know. Maybe if you like the video and you would want to come back, you can click the subscribe button if you wish to. But I think that's about it. One thing that I want to leave you guys with is that focus on your own self. All of these hacks work, but at the core of everything, you are your own life. And you don't have to chase people. If you're in a spiral of constantly chasing people, I think I should make a video on that as well, because I've been there. But don't be that person. And if you want to know how, ask me. I'll let you know how. So that's about it. See you.